Well, hello, folks. It's Mike here. I just want to welcome you back to Mr. Cast Iron, and I'm trying to get caught up on some of the questions that we've been asked on our channel, and I actually have one here from several months back that I haven't had the opportunity to answer that yet, so let me get to that. But anyway, Ed Michael says, what do you have to do with a cast iron pan that is rusted? So, that is a common question. It's a common problem that we have with cast iron because being iron, it has a tendency to rust because of the elements of, the wind or air, and of course, naturally, water. Moisture, it could be just humidity actually in certain parts of the country where it's high humidity, like where I live. Moisture is a problem on cast iron and will cause it to rust. But he says, what do I have to do with a cast iron pan that is rusted and that I bought from an auction? So anyway, I guess he went somewhere and bought this piece of cast iron and it was rusted up. And he's curious about how to fix that. Some other gentleman answered, or I guess it's a gentleman, said you can soak it in vinegar and then scrub your heart out. And then Michael asked again here, he says, or Ed asked again, will that get the food particles and whatever off of it? Then do I go through the reseasoning process? And so just to kind of answer those questions, and British Mafia 4487 said you can soak it in vinegar and then scrub your heart out. And that's probably the best thing you could do if it's a rusted cast iron piece, because vinegar and water, typically what you want to do, you want to cut it 1-to-1. So if you have a gallon of water and a gallon of vinegar, white vinegar, and you can even use apple cider vinegar. I've done that. I've made a video about that, but apple cider vinegar is a little bit more costly than white vinegar, and so it's not necessary to use apple cider vinegar. But you can take and cut your mixture 1-to-1 like this. Place your cast iron in the mixture and just let it soak for, you can check it every 30, 40 minutes or whatever, 45 minutes to an hour. Sometimes if it's very bad, you'll have to possibly leave it soaking overnight, 6 to 8 hours, and come back and then pull it out. Take you an SOS pad or something like that, and just begin to, as British Mafia says here, soak it in vinegar and then take and scrub your heart out. So you can take and scrub the rust off, get it cleaned up. You can use baking soda and vinegar to help pull that out. Salt will help on rust. Salt and olive oil, you can take and put that in there. But sometimes the remaining question says, will that get the food particles and whatever off of it? Then do I go through the reseasoning process? If you're talking about if it's burn-on food or something like that, you definitely want to take and boil that off with water or something like that, or however you want to try to get it off. But if you're talking about stripping it completely down and then reseasoning, it's a whole total different animal. You're going to want to take and put it in a lye bath or something like that. I mean, if you have a dishwasher, you can actually put it in a dishwasher and strip it down. Some people strip them completely down, in the oven on a self-clean cycle. I don't do that. I don't get mine like that. I don't even know if I have a self-cleaning cycle on my oven. But anyway, I use lye and a lye tank or a lye bath. There's a lot of videos on YouTube about that. You can see that. But Easy Off oven cleaner will help strip seasoning off as well. You got to be careful with all that because it's got the fumes are pretty bad, so you want to be careful. But the thing about lye will not take rust off. It will take the food particles off that you're talking about, and any seasoning, if you have old seasoning. If I bought it from an auction like that or somewhere, I would definitely want to strip it all the way down to bare iron. That way I could re-season it, and I know exactly what I have, because you don't know where that skillet's been, what it's been up against, what's been on it, what's been in it, for that matter. So, you're thinking right there, and that's the right path to take. Be sure and strip that down. Now, you've got two questions here about vinegar, and also do you need to strip it down and start the reseasoning. What I would suggest doing is put it in the vinegar bath first thing and let that soak. Or let me back up. I would probably take and put it in a lye bath first, and be sure and get all food particles, any grease off or anything like that, because lye will not strip rust. It will not remove rust. So once you get it out of the lye tank, then all you have is a rusty cast iron skillet with all the excess seasoning and food particles removed. And then you can address the rust issue. Put it in water and vinegar and let it soak, and then pull it out and scrub take an SOS pad or something, like I said earlier, baking soda, and be sure and start to rub all that rust out, get it out, and then rinse it off real good, because when you rinse it, that dilutes the vinegar even more. Get that rinsed out, take and wash and clean it up with Dawn dishwashing liquid, rinse that out real good, dry it, put it on the stove, heat it up, heat the moisture off of it, and begin to start with Crisco or beef tallow or grapeseed oil, whatever you choose to use. Be sure and get it oiled real quick so you don't take the chance of getting flash rust on there. And then you've got a little time there where that you can take and get it in the oven, begin to bake that off, and start to establish your seasoning on your cast iron. So anyway, those are great questions, and I appreciate that. If you guys have any questions, be sure and leave them down in the comment. Let me know what your suggestions are also, and we certainly appreciate that, and we'll be coming back to you again soon. You guys have a great day now. It's Mike over here at Mr. Cast Iron. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.